Hello, and welcome to day 6 of 31 Links of Horror, a very spooky chain of events where I tell you about 31 horror books, movies, and other stuff, and how they link back to one another. So, yesterday I told you all about Kwai-Dan, the Japanese horror movie, and Hoichi specifically. Today I'm going to tell you all about a 1970 novel by José Donoso named The Obscene Bird of Night. So this is, we're in Chile now, by the way. This is the story of Humberto, who is a writer, and he takes a job as a secretary for this aristocrat. Now, not long after, the aristocrat has a child who is born severely deformed, and so the aristocrat tells Humberto, "No way, Jose, not in my family." And so Humberto has to get rid of the child, and so he places him in an orphanage, or a convent, sorry. Now, naturally, every aristocrat and whoever is placing their ugly, deformed child in this convent, which at this point is basically an asylum. And so Humberto has to continue his job as a secretary to this aristocratic family, all the while maintaining the illusion of peace and the underworld, or like the unknown part of reality. So José Donoso is pretty interesting. He was part of the Latin American author boom, if you will, from the 70s. But José Donoso's writing is much more gothic and dark and kind of grotesque. The novel itself takes place in this decaying mansion style with a lot of nuns and just kind of decaying aristocratic religious figures. There's a heavy use of like child bodies decaying in a very claustrophobic and surrealist space. What's interesting is that Kwai-Dan actually used a lot of paintings as backdrops in his movie to make it seem a little even more surrealist. Donoso even said that his intent with the book was to trap the reader in a dream and to slowly reel him into progressively more monstrous happenings. At the end of the day, both are a lot about isolation and a lot about bodies transforming, which I find very interesting. So I guess it's up to you to decide how you relate to the decaying body or the disabled body or the deformed body after these two pieces of work. So, fun fact, The Obscene Bird of Night is actually titled after a quote by Henry James Sr., and that quote is, "Every man who has reached even his intellectual teens begins to suspect that life is no farce, that it is not genteel comedy even, that it flowers and fructifies on the contrary, out of the profoundest tragic depths of the essential dearth in which its subjects' roots are plunged. The natural inheritance of anyone who is capable of spiritual life is an unsubdued forest where the wolf howls and the obscene bird of night chatters." So let me know if you've read An Obscene Bird of Night, if you've heard of Donoso's works before. Let me know if you have any idea what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying this series so far. Don't forget to like and subscribe for updates on the rest, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!